All right, guys, we're going to break down Nikola Jokic, the Joker's injury in his ankle that might affect his playoff performance. My name is Dr. Marco Lopez, Doctor of Physical Therapy and Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist, and co-founder of the Basketball Doctors. So, guys, Nikola Jokic has recently been listed as questionable and been missing some games due to an ankle issue. It's been purported now that it's an ankle impingement. So we're going to break down what exactly an ankle impingement is. But there's also rumors saying that it's an ankle sprain, and we'll also kind of talk a little bit about that as well. All right, guys, so let's just quickly break down the ankle sprain. So because it's been a nagging injury and there wasn't a clear mechanism of injury, just those chronic ankle injuries, those sprains, usually just lead to some minor instability. So that's probably why he's having that nagging ankle sprain. And the big thing with those is just getting back to stability, and he should be fine. But the big thing we want to really break down, and we have several videos on the ankle sprain if you guys want to check that out. But we want to break down impingement, ankle impingement, because it's something not as common, but a lot of people do have this. So there's two types of ankle impingement. Well, I guess there's four, but the two most common ones are the anterior and posterior impingement. Anterior impingement just means in the front part of the ankle, the bony structures as you're bending your ankle impinge on each other and prevent you from bending the ankle. We also have the posterior impingement, where the bony structures in the back, as you try to extend your ankle, impinge on each other, and it really prevents you and gives you pain on really pushing off. So in other ways to break it down, so if you have trouble squatting or bending your knee, or for him when he's posting up or pushing, getting low to ready to push off, anytime that he gets low in a position, if he has more of that anterior impingement, it's going to give him one, pain, and it's also going to restrict his mobility there. So then that might lead to more pain in his knee, because his knee's going to have to do a little bit more work. So for him to get around that, instead of having his heel down and bending forward, he's going to lift up his heel off the ground and let his knee bend forward a little bit more to do those certain moves. If it's posterior impingement, the mechanisms that would give him more pain is him jumping, running. Anytime he's actually going up on his toes, lifting his heel off the ground, that structure in the posterior side is impinging and causing him pain, and also might restrict his range of motion, so he might not be able to really push off. So we're not clear on what side of the impingement he has, but that's kind of the breakdown of the two anterior and posterior impingements. So what are the rehab implications moving forward? So this is a tough injury because, one, you gotta figure out specifically what's causing that impingement. Like I just mentioned, a brief overview of the bony structures, but one, it could be the bony structures, could be a floating piece of the bone around the structures there causing that to impinge. Could be some instability, the bones just move a little bit too much and not moving the right way. And also could be some muscle overuse, not activating the right muscles as they're just pulling on the bones excessively, causing that impingement. So it's kind of hard to say, but the big things with this is you want to clear that impingement as soon as possible, because that's going to be restricting his range of motion and restricting his movement. And so once they do that, then it's just in a smooth transition. But this is something that he's going to have to deal with. And there's different ways to cope with it, but big thing to really look for as he's moving on towards the playoffs, and really see whenever we're watching games of him playing, see if he's, favoring when he's bending or when he's pushing off. And that's going to get us a better picture of what exactly that he's having impingement in. But hopefully you guys learned a lot about impingement in this video. It's not a regular injury that we hear about in the NBA, but it's something we wanted to cover. If you guys have any questions regarding that injury, comment below. And if you guys have any other athletes you guys want us to cover, comment below that as well. We'll try to cover that athlete's injury. And if you like this video, hit the subscribe button, share this with friends and family. And we are the Basketball Doctors. Let's ball for life.